Dexter Fowler leading things off, shortening to bunt, takes ball one. So Chris Medlin. And this one popped in the air, shallow center field. Jordan Schaefer squeezes it. And the first out recorded for Chris Medlin.
Here are the numbers for Chris Medlin in the minor leagues, and keep in mind that he wasn't always just a full-time starter. Last year, about half the time he was in the bullpen. But great numbers in his career in the minor leagues. 15-9, an overall ERA of 2.73, including this season. So excellent numbers for this 10th round draft pick.
5'10", 190 pounds. He's only 23 years old. 10th round pick in 2006. And he was signed by the same scout, Tom Batista, that signed Tommy Hanson.
I'd say Mr. Batista is going pretty good right now.
Yeah. There's the curve. Fastball, curve, and changeup, what to look for.
And not afraid at all to throw strikes. That's been the key for him, especially this year, is throwing strikes, and that's what he did to get everybody's attention in spring training. "23 years old, out of Artesia, California. And the 4 keys to the game: check your pants before you go out there, make sure you didn't soil them, and yes, that cap bill needs work."
Not a fan, huh? Climb the ladder, gets rid of Tulowitzki, the heater at 91, and there's 2 away. Don't let the size fool you. A little guy, 44 Ks and 37 2/3.
And went upstairs to get Tulowitzki, his first big league strikeout. Talked to him before the game. I said, if you need me to help you with that cap of the bill on your cap, he said, no, I'm okay. Glavine offered to help him. He said, no, I'm okay. Chipper said if he has a good outing, though, there will be some work done on that bill tonight.
I mean, look at that. You could set a can of Coke right on the brim of that lid.
Good athlete, fields his position well. You mentioned he's a shortstop in college, junior college, so he can do a lot of things. Can swing the bat.
He's ahead here, 1-2, and he works quickly. And mom and dad in the house, Ray and Susan. And Joe, by the way, we did get a note on our Facebook page, Fox Sports South, that a whole group of people in Temecula are watching gathered. A group of over 30, his cousins, etc., are watching out there. So hi to everybody rooting Chris on.
And we're rooting for him, too. It's great. Huge accomplishment, big thrill, not only for Chris, but for his parents. And going right after one of the best hitters in the game.
Great battles. Change up, some fastballs.
I'm impressed with his fastball already.
He is grab and go, though, huh? I mean, he works quickly. Now at 2-2.
I would say that if there was a concern, it would have been that he might have pitched half his game in the bullpen. Anytime you're making your major league debut, you want to make sure you're good and ready. He started playing catch at 6:45 for the 7:10 start. So that was a long warm-up.
Goes curveball. I mean, this is an at-bat right here. He's thrown everything up there at Helton, and Todd showing why he's been one of the best hitters in the big leagues over the last dozen years. Here comes the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Foul off third. Does Chipper have room? Nope. Chris Medlin, as we mentioned, showed you the splits. His first 2 pro years exclusively a reliever. He was drafted in 06, and then they put him into the rotation, and a guy that who knows where he'll end up, starter or reliever. Broken bat into center field. Schaefer charges, and it's a base hit. Well, I'll tell you what. That's about as good as you can do right there, and still Todd Helton off the end of the bat dunks one into center.
He threw him everything he had.
Everything.
And he didn't. Todd Helton didn't flinch. He just kept fouling off the best pitches, and then one hands this off the end of the bat into shallow center. A good changeup and fooled him, but good hitters still put it in play.
He threw him a curveball. He pulled it foul.
And just balked.
And he just balked.
He didn't know that Kochman was playing behind him. I don't know if Casey told him he was playing behind him or not. But if he did, Chris forgot that quickly.
So now a man in scoring position. And it'll be Brad Hopp, who has been great in these spots. Strike one to the right fielder. Medlin's career minor league ERA, 2.42. Inside, it almost hit him. Off with that good on base percentage at .401. Paints the outside corner. And 1-2.
With respect to Casey Kochman at first base and this balk, not for sure if Casey ever alerted him that he was behind him. So we can't hang all of this on Medlin if he wasn't alerted to the fact that Casey was going to be back behind the runner.
1-2 now. Curve laced into right center field and a base hit. Helton around third. The balk is going to come home to score. And a tough one for Chris Medlin. It's 1-0. Wow, that's difficult right there. Chris Medlin has been making some good pitches already, but the Rockies lead 1-0.
You make good pitches in the big leagues, they still get hit. And he's finding out the hard way here that if you make a mistake of your own, in this case the balk, that can hurt you too. So that long at bat for Helton pays off too.
And now it's Chris Iannetta. We talk about the two best offensive catchers in the National League. They may both be right there at home plate.
Iannetta's really strong too. 7 homers on the year. Struggling with his average some, but real good power.
And they were teammates on the World Baseball Classic Team USA. Iannetta gets a piece of the curve, 1-2.
Still a ton of wind and still a big breeze blowing in from right center. (15 to 20 miles an hour) and holding up anything hit toward the Braves bullpen.
Yeah, darker out than it was last night, but the wind was a major factor last evening too. So see how it plays out the rest of the game. Medlin's had to work hard. 25 pitches here in the first, and Todd Helton really took the chunk out of him.
Yeah, and got the strikeout when he got Tulowitzki to chase a pitch up high, but since then he's had a hard time after he got a hit in the count of finishing some guys off.
That runs inside, looked like a changeup, and now it's even 2-2.
Yeah, good runner in on him.
They'll go fastball away. Just missed. And now it's 3-2. Bob Davidson, our plate umpire.
I would say just based on McCann's glove, because he had to move it a little to Brian's right, that it might have been a little off the plate, but boy, that was close.
And that's ball 4. So after a great start for Medlin, now 28 pitches into the first inning. And before Ryan Spilborgh's hits, Roger McDowell's going to go out and have a chat with the youngster.
And I think this is a very good trip. Settle him down a little bit. Let him catch his breath. As you said, he works fast, and sometimes you can work so fast that you get into a bit of a frenzy. So more of a calming visit than anything else.
Sure. Medlin now goes for a little walking back to the mound. 1-0 Rockies on the Brad Haupt RBI single. And for Haupt, by the way, his 33rd RBI. He's out there at second, Iannetta at first, and Spilborgh's at the plate.
Well, he's thrown enough pitches to get past the adrenaline factor. Next pitch will be number 30.
Good curve that finds the mark. Medlin, we mentioned, rated the number 9 prospect by Baseball America and the Braves organization. Tommy Hanson, number 1.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment in itself, because just a couple of years ago he was the 28th rated prospect.
Now the 2-1 and a good pitch.
Curveball for a strike, and then a changeup, and I like the movement on that changeup. It's up a little bit, but it's moving and moving in. See if we can finish off Spilborgh's.
He got rid of the first 2 guys on a fly out and a strikeout on 6 pitches. And he's had to throw 27 since that time, including, I think, 10 to Todd Helton.
.89 on that fastball, so they're able to get a piece of it. They may not have seen him pitch before, but these Rockies hitters getting a piece of the fastball just to stay alive.
The 2-2. Got him. There's the curve. And Medlin finally out of the first. Tough break, though, with the balk as Brad Haupt knocks home Todd Helton. It's 1-0, and the Braves coming up to hit. And will come up to hit now in support of Chris Medlin. about our Toyota starting lineups for this one? Escobar, Kochman, and Jones, the top three. McCann will clean it up. But we'll focus on Garrett Anderson, who's been hot. Got off to a tough start, battled some injuries, but he's swinging a good bat right now. And the lineup will go up against Aaron Cook. Good sinker for him.
Very good sinker. 30 years old, 2-1, a 5.71 ERA. Got off to a rough start this year, but his last 5 starts, he's 2-0 with an ERA of 3.71. 4 keys to success for Aaron Cook. He's not a guy who strikes out a lot of people with his sinker. He's got to miss some bats so that he's not giving up some long balls, and he's got to throw his slider for strikes too. Chipper really complimented the guy, saying he's got one of the best sinkers in the game. It doesn't have the depth of a Brandon Webb sinker, but it's a little harder.
On a bounce out to second where Barmes corrals. And there's one down. Guy with a sinker ball guy in the Hill defense always a factor. Spilborg, Fowler, and Hopp in the outfield, but keep an eye on Atkins, Tulowitzki, Barmes, and Helton. If Cook is on, they'll be busy. And Chris Iannetta, his battery man. First one to Casey Kochman misses the mark.
I was really surprised to see that Aaron Cook had never defeated the Braves. We've seen him fire some pretty good games against them. And for a guy to have the kind of year he had last year, pitching so much in Coors Field, he was 16-9 with an ERA under 4. That's darn good.
As a starter, an ERA under 4 in that place. I mean, even with putting in the humidor back in, I believe, 2002, even still under 4 there, going to the post with your starts is pretty good. Tulowitzki collects this one, throws out Kochman, and a couple of ground ball outs. So Cook gets the first 2, and now he'll deal with Chipper. Chipper getting walked a lot this year. Leads the team in that department with 26.
If you could tape his batting practice and record it and just market it, it would be a great tool for young hitters to watch because of how he works in a progression. Starts off by just, as a left-hander, hitting the ball to left field, just trying to go the other way, get his hands working, hit the ball up the middle a few times. Next round, he's hitting the ball to left center and right center. And by the time it's over, he's hitting the ball in the upper deck and driving the ball to all parts of the park, both left and right-handed. It's not home run derby.
The righties 1-2. Speaking of video, you said it'd be great to tape it. I asked him about watching video, and the psychological part of it is interesting. He loves to just go into Rob Smith, the video coordinator's office, and just watch highlight tapes of himself. Positive reinforcement. Watch the stuff he's doing well, like that. I mean, that's funny, isn't it? That he'll just go in there and watch good swing, good swing, good swing to keep in his head. And I said, well, do you watch the negative stuff very often? He said, not really. He said, I don't want to look at the stuff I'm doing wrong.
I don't blame him. And as much good stuff as he has, that could be an all-afternoon deal.
Absolutely.
Went down and got that sinker that Cook couldn't run away from him. There's another hit. He's hit in 8 straight.
I mean, there's a lot of positive reinforcement to be had when you're Chipper Jones. You know, I pull out that one dusty VHS tape that I have from my sophomore year of high school, you know. That one hit on a line. Mack barreled that one up, but Spilborg's there, and that's that. No runs a hit, 1 left. We'll go to the second. It's 1-0. folks still filing into Turner Field. Chris Medlin had to work hard in the first. Got the first 2 guys on 6 pitches, including a strikeout of Troy Tulowitzki. But Todd Helton showing him about big league hitting, and Helton fouled off a number of tough pitches, saw it all. Fastball, curveball, and change. Eventually a broken bat single to center. Medlin balked, and then the hop RBI single, and that's where we are right now.
And the Geico quote of the game comes from Chris Medlin. I'm going to go over a Rocky scouting report. I've never gone over a scouting report in my life. Should be cool.
Little roller to the right side. Kelly charges, underhands. And a much needed quick out garnered by Chris Medlin.
Good play by Kelly there, because he was in perfect alignment to see where Atkins was so that he didn't have to rush himself to make that play. You could see Atkins coming down the line as the ball was coming to him. He didn't have to barehand it, made sure of the play, and a nice toss.
First one to Clint Barmas, misses the mark. Barmas getting a chance to play second base. He can play second, short, and third. Been a tough year for the Rockies. 15-24 coming into this one, and in last place in the West. And let's be honest, that National League West is not a particularly good division.
No, and even without Manny Ramirez, the Dodgers are threatening to make it a shambles the way they're playing, and especially at home. I think the 17-3, something like that at home.
They've been great. They are 17-3. So a 1-out walk offered up by Medlin.
2 walks already. He had walked 10 in 37 2/3 innings at Gwinnett. Control is the thing that everybody raves about. All through his quality pitches.
But again, it's a little different up here at this level. And I mean, we've seen it firsthand. Guys who have good command at the minor league level come up here and not quite so easy against big league hitters.
Well, the nerve's certainly a part of it, and then you start giving too much credit to the hitters, fearing that all of a sudden they're all supermen of some kind, and you're trying to make perfect pitches and wind up falling behind. Need to make note too, he's already fired a couple of pickoff attempts over there with Barmas at first base. He's got a good move, and has had several pickoffs already this year at Gwinnett.
Cook bunts it back to the mound. Medlin looked at second. So 1-4, and there's 2 outs.
Again, a former middle infielder set himself well to make that play to second base just in case. It takes, not having been a pitcher, I don't know how long it takes for a pitcher to settle in. But when you get to the major leagues and you start playing, it's going to take you a few minutes to get over the jitters and the nerves and the anxiety of being here. And then all of a sudden you realize, hey, it's another ball game and I got to do my job. I got to make pitches. I got to get outs. It's still baseball.
Well, you pitched twice. How long did it take you to settle in?
The second time, I think. I was still nervous the first time through.
Here's a 2-0.
Oh, that's a pretty good pitch there. But he missed the target. Still in front of Bob Davidson. That should have been an easy call.
And ball 4, third walk that he's issued. So again, a guy who had walked 10 in 37 2/3 coming in, having a little bit of trouble with his command.
He has an excellent opportunity here. JoJo Reyes in the 5 spot in the rotation was continuing to struggle, didn't have any good results, had some bad luck as well. JoJo's hurt now and going to be out for a period of time. Tom Glavine is not ready to come back and pitch yet and won't be ready till probably the 1st of June at the earliest, I would guess. So there's a couple of 3 starts in here for this guy to show what he can do.
No, there's an opportunity, no question. JoJo on the DL. Jory Hernandez got called up to take Omar Infante's spot. His pitching coach, Medlin's pitching coach, Derek Pathello, who was at AA last year and AAA this year, said, hey, look, if he does the same things that he did down here, I probably am not going to see him again. Johnson under. He's got it. And that's the inning. He pitches around a couple of walks. We're midway in the second, and it's 1-0. Braves on Fox Sports South, when the Braves take on Toronto. And that's this Sunday. Our coverage starts at 1. Dodge Braves Live. Sunday Braves. Your chance to get the family together and watch the Braves Sundays all season long.
Jair Jurgens against Brian Talent.
Slow roller right side. 1 away. And time now for our Arby's changes around the league. Interleague play starts tomorrow. AL with the lead all time. Yanks the best in the American League. Marlins the best in the National League. And take a look at the Braves' opponents this year. And last season, the AL opened it up on the NL.
Yeah, I'm tired of that. How about you?
I am too, but it's the better league.
I know. Gotta acknowledge that there are more offensive players over there. But I'm tired of it.
Off the plate. Nice play by Cook as he gets rid of it in a hurry.
Very nice play.
Good athletic play by the pitcher.
He had to have surgery a few years ago on what actually could have been a career-threatening issue. He had one of those things in his collarbone or shoulder that was impinging on an artery, and he actually had to have some bone removed.
But the first thing that happened was that they discovered some blood clots in his lungs.
Right.
That was started because of that bone putting pressure in a certain area. And yeah, I mean, he had about an 8-hour surgery to take care of that problem. And that's scary stuff. It was in 2004. And Francoeur goes the other way.
He smoked a base hit to right field last night. Fought one off a little bit. Shot it past Helton at first. And you had a feeling then maybe that was the sign of some things to come. Check his hands out. Pitch is inside, but his hands lead. His hands lead. The barrel of the bat follows, and he takes his hands to the baseball and lines that to right center. That was a pretty shot on our Super Exmo.
I like that. Super Expo. One of the other things with Jeff Francoeur is he changed his bat. He's using Greg Norton's bat that started last night. And so he wanted to go with something a little lighter. Norton's bat is just a touch lighter. Not as, I guess, has a little more balance to it, was the way Jeff was describing it.
If that's the case, then it's probably a little more tapered, maybe not as heavy out on the barrel end of the bat.
That's exactly the way he described it. Jeff described it as going into the room, and the players all have their sections where the bats are. And Jeff decided he wanted to go with something he felt he could control a little bit more, and he liked the bat that Greg uses. So they went over to Norton's section of bats, and Norton said, okay, you can have some of these, but you can't have some of these. And Jeff said, dude, whatever.
There's not much that a position player will fight you for.
Right.
But stay away from my bats.
Sure.
Unless you're invited.
There's a lot of that quirky stuff, though, too. I mean, and I don't think I knew this one until I started working in the major leagues, but you don't just go up to a guy and put your hand in the glove.
No.
Guys don't like that. There are a lot of guys that do not like that.
Yeah, they don't want you messing up the finger marks.
Sure.
And where they go. And if you do put it on, if you say it's okay to put it on, you better put them where I put mine.
Yeah, it almost, because the glove starts to fit around the hand almost.
Yes, yes.
Not almost.
I mean, I'll throw you the keys to my car, and if you're hungry, I'll take you to dinner. If you need to borrow my helmet, fine, but leave my bats alone.
Okay. Cook taking his time, 3-2, and a ground ball. Hey, base hit left field. So Schaefer with the hit, and it'll at least clear the pitcher, but it should be fun watching Chris Medlin hit because he can swing it.
Remember the first week or so of the season when Jordan Schaefer was impressing all of us with his wizardry at the plate? Well, one of the things he was doing well was going the other way, especially against left-handed pitchers going to left field. So it's good to see him get a base hit between short and third. Left-handed hitter.
I like that. Right-handed thrower, left-handed hitter. Late swing, look out. Hey, real quick, we talk about our Facebook page, Fox Sports South, and try and post our stuff on there. As you see, Chris's parents, Susan and Ray, his girlfriend Casey. But I did want to throw a shout out to Chris Landis, who's over in Iraq watching the game on MLB.TV. and checking us out on Facebook.
That's wonderful.
And Chris, stay safe. We thank you, and we appreciate you watching.
We really appreciate you watching, and I echo what Boog said. Hope to see you back here soon.
Absolutely. The 1-1. Former shortstop at Santa Ana Junior College, Chris Medlin. Frank Horzitz second. Little roller, third base side. Cook slips. Throw to first in time. They get him anyway. Wow. Couple of nice defensive plays by Aaron Cook.
That's a pretty accurate throw. Even though he threw it to the ground, it was pretty accurate, given that he slipped so.
The VCast Music with Rhapsody. Know your music getting from Verizon Wireless. What Atlanta Braves player enjoys listening to all his favorite Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock songs right in his wireless phone? Stick around and we'll tell you in the bottom of the third inning. Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
Is that one group?
Two guys.
Is that a pair of
one group?
Pair of guys like a.
And I'm going to tell
duet?
you something right now. You absolutely know one of their songs, and you know probably some of the words to that song would be my guess.
It's probably.
No. Does Laser Baker have any idea what they sing? Don't look it up on the internet, Baker. No clue? Really? All right, good talk, everybody.
Yeah, I was just trying to go with you, but don't know that I can help you. You know, when you think of duets, I mean, I'm with Chad and Jeremy.
Right, I understand.
I'm having a little trouble with Rob Bass and DJ
Easy Rock.
Thank you. Can you help me on the song? The one song you think I know?
Oh, absolutely. I wish we could play it. I think we'd have to pay for it, though.
Oh, okay.
You know what maybe we could do? I need to ask, but they can play it in the stadium, can't they? So could we go ask them to go play it in the stadium, and then Joe could? hear it?
Yeah. All right.
Let's try that.
Okay. It's not jump around, is it?
No, but it's in that sort of vein.
Oh,
wow. Tough swing from Todd Helton.
You know what's even better about that is that Helton called the bat boy over and said, I need another bat for this swing. Third strikeout for Medlin, and didn't matter what bat he had in his hand on this. Chased one well off the plate. Remember, it was Helton who gave him the big battle in the first inning that eventually led to a run. Made a good hitter look bad.
Climb the ladder right there. The fastball, there's certainly enough of it. I mean, we've seen 87 to 91.
Yes, there is enough. Got to locate it to both sides. Go up and down a little bit.
Change up.
I love it when a catcher is given the signs and he's taking a look up at the hitter to make sure they're not trying to steal the signs. He didn't do it that time, of course, but a large part of the time they'll make sure that the hitter is not looking down. And he didn't do it there either. Thanks, Brian.
Schaefer had him played perfectly right at him. 2 down. Time now for a money and energy saving bright idea from Georgia Power. Caulk and weather strip around windows and doors to save money and energy. Go to GeorgiaPower.com for more energy saving tips. Georgia Power, a Southern company. And now Chris Iannetta. Good curve for a strike.
Mr. Home Fix-It, what kind of weather stripping do you recommend? Foam.
Foam.
Mr. Home Fix-It said foam weather stripping.
So there we go. It's kind of like your add-on Georgia Power money and energy saving tip.
Any particular caulk? Always depends on what you're using it for. Windows, doors, bathtub.
Pretty well hit left center field. Anderson on the move. Anderson back to the track and hauls it in.
We'll get to that caulk question.
We'll have all your home fix-it needs when we return. It 1-0 big league debut for Chris Medlin, and for more on that, let's go downstairs to Jerome Jurinovich.
All right, thank you very much, Boog. I'm sitting right in front of some proud parents tonight. Ray and Susan Medlin and his girlfriend Casey and best friend Lauren at the end here, and they came in from Texas, except for Casey from Jackson, Mississippi. And I know you came in on Tuesday. You've been here from a couple of days from East Texas. What's Atlanta been like for you so far?
Very enjoyable. The people out here is just unbelievable. The Atlanta Braves organization's just bend over and backwards for you and do everything they want to do for you.
All right, Mom, I asked your son who would be more excited, who would be more nervous. You would think the parents would be more nervous, but he says no, he is, and you guys are more excited. How's it been for you so far? So far, so good for him.
He's doing really good considering, at first, his debut and, just starting and everything. So I think he's doing really well.
As a proud father, you sit there, and what are you thinking when you see your son making a Major League debut? Almost every young man in America dreamed to play Major League Baseball.
He's fulfilling his dreams. I mean, when he was a youngster, that's what he wanted to do. And guess what? It's coming true, and it's all coming from his heart.
And you see your son out there, and just how much pride has swelled up in you tonight, Susan?
Words just can't even explain it.
You have a young lady next to you. Look at Casey over there just shining. I'm going to try to reach over there. Tell me what you're thinking tonight of your man out there on the mound.
I cannot be more proud of him. He's doing awesome, and it's an honor to be here watching him and knowing he's worked so hard to get to this level, and seeing him out there fulfilling his dreams is just unbelievable feeling.
Well, I spoke to him yesterday, and I have to tell you that he is a great young man, and that's a tribute to both of you. Thank you for your time tonight. We're going to wish him a lot of luck, and we're going to talk to him after the game. But enjoy the rest of the game. I know you got to be a little nervous there.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, back up to you, Boog.
All right, Jerome, thanks very much. Yeah. Chris Medlin, his big league debut right now. Braves trying to get some runs for him, thanks to Susan and Ray and his girlfriend Casey, friend Lauren down there.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I'm glad Jerome got to talk to him.
Third base is Garrett Atkins, picks it up and throws him out, and Escobar is retired.
And about one more question to Dad about tonight's festivities, and I think he might have gotten choked up a little bit because it is an emotional night. Bob Davidson yelling at Yunel Escobar came all the way down the first base line to yell at him about the way Yunel threw the bat. I don't know if it hit Bob Davidson, but after his first at bat, the bat went flying over toward the on-deck circle of the Rockies. Let's see where this one goes. Yeah, it did pinwheel up and catch him in the mask. In fact, he caught him. That's not something he tries to do. It's just something that comes out of his hand when he hits the ball. He doesn't even think about, but it is something he's got to get control of. And in defense of Bob Davidson, I can understand it. It was on the mask this time. It might not be on the mask next time.
Not the first time we've seen either an umpire or an opposing player upset with Yunel because of that.
That's true.
All right, bottom of the third, we welcome you back to the VCast Music with Rhapsody. Know your music getting from Verizon Wireless. We asked you earlier which Braves player enjoyed listening to Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock music on his wireless phone. Well, the answer is
Rafael Soriano.
David Ross. Wow. Visit VerizonWireless.com/music to find out more about VCast Music with Rhapsody. You know the song. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. Huh?
A little more.
I need it. I get stupid. I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious.
That is really good.
Try and come back with some more for you.
Yeah.
You know the song.
We could start with Joe Bass and Boog Rock
Boog
DJ.
Rock, yeah.
Oh, I'm really impressed. I don't have any idea what the song was, but I'm impressed. It's good. That doesn't matter that I don't know.
You know the song. I'm going to have David Ross come up here and sing the song.
Okay. All right. He was working in batting practice today, not playing, but still working on a couple of things with Terry Pendleton, and Terry was talking to him about where the bat was starting, and David had a very good at bat.
Wow. A rare kind of uncomfortable swing from Chipper Jones as Cook ties him up, and the Braves go 1-2-3. End of 3, Rockies lead. By Carrabba's Italian Grill, by Acura, and by Blimpie. Back here, Turner Field, we go to the 4th. It's 1-0. Boog base, and Joe Rock and the Duck. Todd Helton's career average of .342 with RISP is 4th among active players. Who is first? Minimum 600 plate appearances with runners in scoring position.
I would first think of Albert Pujols.
How about Manny Ramirez?
That would be an excellent choice. So would A-Rod. Those are the guys that first come to mind. Manny Ramirez would be a real good choice.
Medlin missing outside. Chris Medlin's thrown 63 pitches now. There's that good curve.
That's been his best pitch tonight, I think. Here's something that really helps. You hear about guys getting invited to camp, you know, either non-roster or whatever. And he was already on the roster, I believe. Doesn't matter. He was in big league camp, pitched in 8 games. Got used to being around the guys. They got used to being around him. So he doesn't come in as a stranger into the clubhouse. He's familiar. He knows Bobby Cox's ways. He knows Roger McDowell's ways. That really helps a young guy that's 23 years old. Something else. He got to pitch in the last exhibition game here at this ballpark, so he knows this ballpark. That game against Detroit, and he was outstanding.
Base hit left field for Ryan Spilborghs.
He pitched 3 1/3 innings that day, gave up 3 hits and no runs, no walks, had 3 strikeouts. Granted, it was still a spring training game, but Detroit that day had pretty much their starting lineup in there getting ready for their season opener. So all that helps a little bit when you're making your major league debut, knowing you're in some familiar surroundings.
Leadoff man aboard. It's Garrett Atkins who grounded out his first time. 1-0 Rockies. Only run of the game scored in the first after Helton fought off a ton of pitches and broke his bat singling to center. Went to second on a balk, and Brad Hopp knocked him home with an RBI single. That's it. Wow. Way outside. Slipped out of his finger, and a man down to second on the wild pitch.
Well, as you just pointed out, the balk proved damaging in the first inning. This one had a little bit of grip on that one. Come on, Brian.
He's got to shift over and block that.
Kid's
right?
trying his best. That was a big league wild pitch right there, young man. Hey, wow, they visit. How about birthday boy?
Indeed.
Happy birthday to the skipper today. Bobby Cox is 68 today.
Happy birthday, Bobby.
And Greg Smith is 60. Did you know that?
Cabot Woodstein legendary performance. And on this day in baseball history, Bobby Cox, born in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Did you know Greg Smith was 60 today?
No. Greg Smith.
My neighbor.
Huh. Well, Greg, happy birthday.
There you go.
Wow, that one way outside and down to third goes Ryan Spilborghs.
They were both fastballs, I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were two seamers or not, but they really came out of his hand funny. Yeah, those were way, way off the mark.
Medlin now at 72 pitches, 42 strikes, 30 balls. And you wonder if he's got a blister problem or something along those lines.
Well, we're going to find out.
Jim Lovell and Bobby Cox are going to come out to the hill. Well, they obviously didn't find anything.
Jim Lovell went out too to make sure there wasn't anything developing under the fingernail or affecting those pitches, but you had to wonder, as wild as those two wild pitches were.
Inside, almost hit Barmes with the curve. Big league balls are different than minor league baseballs.
Different manufacturer, right?
I believe that's correct.
Which might be a little different seam work.
I know, at least in the past, where I've read that the seams are higher on a minor league baseball. We talked about with Kawakami that the Japanese baseballs, they use Mizuno balls. They're horsehide. Over here, the balls made by Rawlings, they're cowhide, and the Japanese players experience the American League balls as being slicker.
Well, all of a sudden, he can't find home plate, just like that. Kind of crazy.
He's thrown 14 pitches this inning, and 11 of them outside the strike zone.
5 walks. And looking at his starts at Gwinnett, the highest walk total he had was 3, and that was in 2 different starts. But honesty compels me to report that he's not missing by just a little bit this inning.
Sure. So Roger and Brian with a long talk with Chris Medlin.
Got the pitcher up there. Let's see how the Rockies play it. Cook put down a good bunt his first time up for a sacrifice. Don't often see a squeeze with nobody out, but let's see what happens.
They're all loaded up. Get some help there on a low strike.
Some real good help would be a comebacker to the mound.
And a little Lawrence Welk double play. That one almost got away. A 1, a 2, a 4.
You're very musical tonight.
I am feeling it. Comes a 1-1. It's the fastball first and foremost. He's having trouble commanding.
It is. He threw a couple of curveballs to Barmas because that's been his best pitch tonight, but those missed inside. In fact, almost hit the Rockies' second baseman.
And that one hit the pitcher. Wow.
And that's going to do it. I think Bobby's seen enough. Yep, four-seam fastball. Just off the left elbow of Aaron Cook. And what started as a pretty promising outing for Chris Medlin has certainly turned sour here.
So the night is over for Chris Medlin. James Parr will come in when we return. And the command just got away from him.
And that's, again, we keep going back to, that's his strength, is control. And maybe he's had a little bit of a loss here, too, talking to Jim Lovell. First inning, miscommunication here with Casey Kochman. Kochman's playing behind Helton. No one to throw to, so it's a balk. That set up Brad Hopp, who promptly lined a breaking pitch into right field to plate Helton. And then this inning, a couple of wild pitches that weren't even close that advanced a runner. A walk to load the bases, and then he hit the pitcher. So it all got away and kind of came unraveled for Chris Medlin quickly here in the fourth inning. That's a shame.
Rocketed foul. Our AT&T call to the bullpen. And James Parr will take over here in the fourth of a 2-0 game.
He gave up a couple of runs in his last outing in a 2-inning stint. And because of the injury to Jojo Reyes last night, we'll never know who the Braves are going to have to option out to AAA to make room for Chris Medlin. But this is an opportunity for James Parr to try to entrench himself.
Left field, shallow. Anderson the grab, quickly fires it back in. And there is out number one here in the fourth.
James Parr made his major league debut last year, and started with a bang. Didn't give up a run for 14+ innings. But some long relief call for here, and James might be just the guy for that.
Tulowitzki now. I didn't realize until after the game last night, but in reading some of the accounts, Troy Tulowitzki was actually benched for last night's game. And Clint Hurdle did it to send a message, not just to Tulowitzki, but his entire team. And it had to do with Tulowitzki's approach late in the 8-1 loss on Tuesday. And what Clint Hurdle did not like with them down 6-1, I guess, in the 8th, was Tulowitzki with nobody out, first pitch swinging at a fastball from Soriano.
That used to be an automatic. That used to be something for players that if you're on the team that's trailing, you took a pitch to see if the pitcher might be a little wild. He just came into the ball game. Tulowitzki obviously drew the ire of his manager. When you were telling me about that before the game tonight, I misunderstood. I thought it was because there were runners on base and he was overly aggressive. But with nobody on base, I understand.
Well, there was a guy on. There was a guy on first, and he hit into a double play.
Yeah, well, still
first pitch.
Still, but you're down in the game when you need base runners if you're the Rockies. So I understand Clint's reasoning for it now.
It was interesting too because they had the meeting, and I mean, Tulowitzki listened, but from the quotes you weren't sure if he entirely heard it. Popped up, and this one a mile high. McCann gets rid of the mask. He's got it. A couple of big outs for James Parr, and Tulowitzki is gone, and there's 2 away. And Tulowitzki afterwards basically was quoted as saying, "I like my approach."
Wow. No matter what my manager wants me to do, huh?
Yeah, I mean, again, he understood the awareness. Tulowitzki said he's the manager. What he says goes. He makes the lineup. I better listen, otherwise I'm not going to be in, and I definitely want to be in there. But when asked whether he thought he had the right approach, he said, "I wouldn't have done it if I thought otherwise." He said, "I thought it was the best, or I wouldn't have done it. I wasn't trying to hit into a double play. I was trying to extend the inning." His point was I should be more patient in that situation. You take it and you learn from it.
Yeah, it was 6-1 at that point. And Soriano had just come in the game, and he walked Dexter Fowler. And then Tulowitzki hits into the double play, so that you can understand Hurdle's reasoning for that. That perhaps that was the start of something if Soriano was going to be wild. James Parr, meanwhile. Work, James. First time he's come into a game where he's actually inherited runners this year. Bases loaded, nobody out. He got 2 guys, and he's 1-2 to Todd Helton.
This would be huge right here.
I love that. Humped up on his fastball, 93, and threw it above the letters. And he was late on it. A little lower than I thought it was. A little more hittable pitch. Always tough in these situations. And again, because he has great balance, good timing.
And he's the type of guy, he fouls off a ton of pitches.
But he just doesn't swing and miss that much. I mean, he got fooled last time up by Medlin. Made him look bad on a changeup. McCann tried to go right back to that spot and fouled it off. He just doesn't swing and miss.
About 10 pitch at bat. His first time, this is pitch number 7. And he wouldn't bite.
Might take a little courage here to throw something other than the fastball. Who knows what Brian McCann might be saying to him here about this 3-2 pitch. But this is a crucial pitch in this ball game at this juncture, with Braves already trailing by 2 and the Rockies with their best hitter up there.
Yep. So a big spot. Here we go. 3-2. High fly ball right field. Well hit. Frank Korback. Jeff at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. I'm not sure whether he got a piece of it or not, but a grand slam for Todd Helton that just got out of here, and it's 6-0.
If it didn't hit his glove, it definitely hit the top of the fence. And as hard as that wind is blowing, you just kept hoping that the wind would play a factor there. It didn't play enough. Jeff, a long way to go. Went to the right spot. Oh, just off the fingers of his glove and onto the padding. He definitely got leather on it, but just tipped it.
Fifth career grand slam for Todd Helton. And just like that, 6-0.
This was this close to getting the Braves out of the inning, but watch the glove and the ball just rake off the fingers onto that yellow striped pad and over. That's a play that if Jeff had had time to get to the fence and time his jump, I bet he catches it. But he was more or less still on the run when he got there. Good effort, but that close.
That ball is roped right field and off the base of the wall. Takes a tricky bounce. Hop around second. Hop's headed for third, and he's got a triple. So a 3-base hit for Brad Hop.
Boy, that's his bread and butter right there, folks. Down and in, and that hit something hard at the base of the fence that caused it to carry him sharply over to Jordan Schaefer. Classic low ball hitter, Brad Hop.
So 2 down now, 6-0 with a man at third, Chris Iannetta.
So the Braves offense that's been so good the last couple of days, an 8-run win and a 12-run win, at least in terms of runs scored. They're going to have at least 7 tonight. And they got time to do it. Got to get a little cooperation from Mr. Cook.
It is starting to get dark here, too, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's not an official game. Pours down rain. You never know.
No, you don't.
I remember last year the Braves had to go back to Denver to play a makeup game after they got snowed out in April.
Park gets Iannetta. That's the inning. Chris Medlin, tough night in his big league debut, and the big hit. Todd Helton, grand slam, 6-0. Mexico by the Georgia Lottery and by AirTran Airways. Our Blippy game summary, 6-0. Rockies on top. Todd Helton with the big grand slam. Still nothing on Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Todd Helton rocked one earlier. He's got a couple of hits, including the big grand slam.
And hit again with runners in scoring position. He's fourth among active players and the leader.
I'll tell you the one note I saw in their media guide with Todd Helton. He is 10th all time in on-base percentage, .430.
Wow.
I mean, that's
pretty
outrageous.
impressive, yeah.
Affleck! Yeah, we did the Affleck trivia question, asked it a while back. His career average with men in scoring position, .342.
I'm going to go with you on Manny because I think Albert Pujols gets walked so much that maybe he's not the guy. I like your Manny choice.
Affleck!
But I guess we've got more time here to think about it.
So it's minimum how many 600 plate appearances? And it's active. Right side, Helton. Well, let me ask you something. Is Barry Bonds technically active?
No. If they've got Barry Bonds on there, then they're inaccurate. So I'm going with Manny Ramirez.
Okay.
Peanuts Lowry. No, he's not active, is he?
Ball one to Garrett Anderson. Pulled to the right side. Barmes. 2 outs.
He will eat your lunch if you try to pull all those sinkers. That's what results. A lot of ground balls to second.
Joe Mauer.
He had a grand slam today, I believe. I know he hit a home run in that huge win for Minnesota. They scored 20 runs today over the White Sox. Kevin Youkilis, but Pujols was second. 6 RBIs for Mauer today also, and he was the DH.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
I mean, an absolutely great player. It's interesting. The Orioles' top prospect, kid from Georgia Tech, Matt Wieters. Some scouts have described him as Joe Mauer with power. That he's his equal defensively. I know I did a couple of games, and I know he used to come in and close and throw 95. So there's arm strength there for sure.
I'm proud of the Orioles for not rushing him. You know, their ball club really scuffling and needing maybe somebody that gets the fans fired up. They elected to leave him in AAA, at least for the time being, and I applaud the decision there.
They haven't been good in a long time.
No, they
haven't had a winning season since 1997.
No kidding.
And that's a baseball town, man. You know what Baltimore is a little bit like? Cincinnati in that regard. They're just begging for it. I mean, you give them 3 straight good seasons. If both those cities had 3 straight years of 88 wins, those places would be packed.
Camden Yards especially. It's such a fan-friendly place.
And we're going there this year.
Yeah.
Or the other way, and it's like Greg Norton's bat's working out pretty well.
Well, there's a lot of hits in them. Because those were the ones that were in storage, see, because they hadn't been used. But another inside out swing. Slider. First pitch swinging. And head down on the ball and threw it. Well done, Jeffrey. After being 3 for his last 32, he is 2 for 2 tonight. With Greg Norton bats.
Two aboard with 2 down, and Schaefer up the middle to Tulowitzki himself. And we played 4 here at Turner Field. The Rockies lead at 6-0. Cap giveaway night presented by Napa. First 10,000 fans receiving that 1974 Atlanta Braves cap.
Pretty nice touch by the ground crew tonight too, as they emblazoned that lowercase a behind home plate. It's been obliterated a little bit at the moment, but right behind Bob Davidson there's still some remnants. So a nice touch from Coach and the guys working that home plate area.
Center field, that is well hit. Schaefer back, and it's off the wall. And Ryan Spilborghs with a double. So the leadoff man aboard in the 5th, and fans saving money this summer doesn't mean you have to stay at home. The Braves with some great ticket deals. And here's our favorite, the Chevron Family Value Plan. Get 4 tickets, 4 dogs, 4 Cokes, parking, a program, and a $5 gas card for $59. To order, visit Braves.com/tickets. 4 hot dogs, 4 Cokes, parking, a program, and a $5 gas card. It's yours. You guys, it's yours. Call them or check it out online.
I mean, even if you just added it all up and divided it into 60 without the gas card, say it was $60.
Right.
I mean, that's a great bargain, and then you get the $5 gas card on top of that in a program. So, and parking. Forgot about the parking. Man. Yeah, I know Garrett Atkins is struggling, but when Glenn Allen Hill, the first base coach, is almost over by the Braves dugout, well, he's moving a little closer to the line now. That's not a good sign when he's worried that he's going to get hit by a right-handed hitter, and he's down there by the umpire.
That's a good point. Bard gets him to chase, and a strikeout. Continues to be a tough season for Garrett Atkins. 1 away. Rockies lead 6-0, and the big hit with 2 outs. Parr was trying to wriggle off the hook, and Todd Helton took him deep with the bases loaded.
It's just huge. Such an adrenaline rush for the Rockies and a momentum boost for them after the way they've been playing. To think that they were only going to get 1 run after having the bases loaded, nobody out, and the pitcher would drive in that 1 run by getting hit by a pitch. That was how close it was to ending the inning if they were able to get Helton. High fastballs for strikeouts from James.
Climbing the ladder. Barmas down, and with 2 away after the leadoff double, Aaron Cook will come up
above the hands on both Barmas and Atkins for the strikeouts. Parr is due up first in the 5th inning. No one throwing in the bullpen at the moment.
too far right there.
Braves only had to use Bennett, Reyes, and Buddy Carlisle last night when Carlisle was forced into duty.
Good job by Park. Strikes out Atkins, Barmas, and Cook after the leadoff double. We're midway of the 5th at Turner Field.
effect tonight. A lot of ground ball outs for him. And even on this pitch, backup fastball really tied up Chipper his last time up. You don't often make Chipper look that bad, but good work by Aaron Cook. He's got 6 runs to work with. That's your Texaco pitching sequence. Only 1 walk for him tonight, too.
James Parr will hit for himself. And the Braves on the short end of a 6-0 game.
10 outs from ground ball outs to go with that 1 strikeout.
Yeah, he's got 1 out in the air.
And he's always been a guy that gets a lot of double plays, too. I have to check the notes, but I think he's had 4. He's forced 6 this year already. And he induced double plays at a rate of 1.3 per 9 innings. And that was the 3rd highest in the majors. That covers his outing since 2005, the 3rd highest in the majors. And you get double plays in Coors Field, way ahead of the game.
Skips past Iannetta, 3-2 on the pitcher. He's got 54 career wins. And Jason Jennings, the franchise all-time leader, with 58. A strikeout, there's 1 away. Here's the Braves road schedule. It's presented by AirTran. And the best records on the road in the National League. The Braves at number 4. The Phillies lead right now.
And the Phillies beat Cincinnati at Cincinnati today, 12-5.
So the Phils now 22-17.
Let's keep an eye on Escobar, and if he puts this ball in play, where the bat goes. Just dropped it. Looked like he dropped it after the follow through. Landed right at the feet of Bob Davidson. Bobby Cox came out between innings and talked to Bob. I don't know if he talked to him about this or not, but certainly nothing wrong with that. With that follow through.
Casey Kochman 0 for 2. Sinker is low. Aaron Cook's last start shortened by rain, only 34 pitches. They had a rain delay. He was not sharp, an inning and 2/3. That was against the Pirates, 4 runs on 4 hits, and then the rains came, so he's kind of had extra rest, as it were. Liner to left, and Spielborg's there. So only the 2nd out of the game in the air for Aaron Cook. His Rockies ahead 6-0. Power, by the Home Depot, by KFC, by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by AT&T, and by Arby's. Back here, Turner Field, all Rockies 6-0. Todd Helton's grand slam, the big hit. And James Parr back to work against the top of the order. And Dexter Fowler takes up and away. Fowler 0 for 2 with a walk. Fowler, good speed, good defense, and a switch hitter. Remember last year when he hit from the left side, he hit with that really odd split grip. I mean, there was, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch space between his right and left hands. And before the game, I went up to him and asked him about it. And I said, what happened to the split grip? And he started to laugh, and he said, they made me get rid of it in spring training.
Probably a wise move for the long run. He's going to be a fine player.
Yeah. And a base hit to right.
Nice quick swing there. If you hit with a split grip, it certainly puts an emphasis on your top hand to help throw your top hand over. But it also, I think, limits your power. Not that he possesses a ton of power yet, but he's going to the more he fills out.
He's got very good speed. And the leadoff man aboard, Troy Tulowitzki, is 0 for 3. A little late there. Chris Medlin started for the Braves, went 3 innings plus 4 batters, gave up 5 runs, all earned on 3 hits. The command was the problem. He walked 5 and he hit a batter. That was the pitcher, plus 2 wild pitches.
Very disappointing for him, I'm sure. He had high hopes of coming in and pitching like he was pitching in Gwinnett.
Quick shot we just showed you of his parents, Ray and Susan. Far ahead of Tulowitzki, 1-2.
James had a good fastball and he's using it. That pitch was down a little bit, so Troy was able to get a bat on it. But at least so far, he's been successful pitching up above the hands of these Rockies hitters. Struck out the pitcher as part of a 3 straight strikeouts last inning, but before that, Atkins and Barmas both chased high fastballs.
So 2-2 on the Rockies shortstop, who suffered through an injury-plagued 2008 season. Lost out of the Rookie of the Year award in 2007 to Ryan Braun.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. I was kind of in the Tulowitzki camp on that because of his defense, playing a tougher position. Hit .291 with 24 homers, drove in 99.
Frank Bohr drifts back. Well, tomorrow, May 22nd, another Publix Friday night fireworks night. Come see the Braves take on the AL East leading Blue Jays, followed by the top fireworks show in the Southeast. For the best price on single game tickets, visit Braves.com/tickets, or you can call 800-745-3000. Yeah, it was tight, and I hear you. He's a good defensive player. I think the other thing, too, that factored in, I mean, Braun had himself a really good year that year. And remember, he didn't get called up until, I don't know, the third week in May.
Yeah. Braves were in town or had come to town just after he was called up.
Because Tulowitzki's 24 homers were the most ever by a National League rookie shortstop. And Braun, meanwhile, that year, he hit 34 homers, knocked in 97 in 113 games.
Good year. Very good year. Should note that among the things on the transaction wire tonight, not that it was a transaction, but that John Smoltz was going to return to action tonight, pitching in a rehab assignment for the Red Sox Class A team in the Sally League in Augusta. Don't think there was any golf related with that, do you?
Hit hard, fair ball down the line. Fowler was on the go, didn't pick up the pitch. Now he does, and he's still going to be able to score. And a huge night for Todd Helton. A single, a grand slam, and now an RBI double, and it's 7-0.
Runner goes, high hanging breaking ball. Kochman comes off the bag, but Helton pulls it right over the bag. And watch this guy. You think he can't run. Man, oh man, Dexter Fowler slides into second base, gets up, and scores standing up. Covers some ground with those long strides.
So Todd Helton a double. He's knocked in 5 of the 7 runs for Colorado, and Pop chases one upstairs. Tenth time in his career Todd Helton's had 5 runs batted in.
Yeah, and that's his career high. Kind of crazy you do it now for the 10th time, but you can't get past that 5 RBI mark, at least so far.
Rockies on top 7-0. There's
nothing down and into this guy. Showed you the graphic with his RBI or his runners in scoring position numbers. Not hard to figure out why he has 33 RBIs already on the season.
Helton coming back from back surgery. He had it in the offseason. And it looks like some of the power's returned for Todd Helton. He's got 5 homers. He hadn't slugged over 500 since 2005. 2-2. Kelly's there. Throws him out.
Rockies have some new coaches. Jamie Quirk was not rehired as the bench coach for Colorado. Rich Dower is their new third base coach. So a little shake up on their staff. Don Baylor, battling pneumonia, has not been here for this series. We miss seeing Don, but he's expected to rejoin the team, I believe, in Detroit, which is where they go from here. being told now that Helton did have one 6 RBI night back in 2003, so that's his career high, 6.
Far ahead of Iannetta, 0-2. And that one up the middle. Kelly Johnson fields and throws him out as Parr had a little difficulty with the footing. Rockies add a run. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th at Turner Field.
Freeze camp tonight, unfortunately, on a Todd Helton grand slam just out of the reach of Jeff Francoeur, lands right on the top of the padded wall and went over the fence for a grand slam. A huge 5-run inning in the 4th. That's the Coors Light Freeze Camp, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Chipper Jones starts it off. Chipper 1 out of 2 with a single, and then got tied up on a nasty 2-seam fastball his last time up and struck out.
Another ground ball, topped to second. Here's another look at that pitch you're talking about, Boog, back in the 3rd inning. Watch this ball back up. This is Greg Maddux-like, the way that ball started in. And just completely tied Chipper up. Couldn't stop his swing. He's sharp tonight, very sharp.
Chipper looks like he's hurt. I'm not sure what it is.
I thought he looked funny when he ran past the bag at first. He's got bad feet, and he sometimes hits the bag funny and jams his big toe. And I wonder if he did that.
Garrett Anderson takes a pitch outside. Garrett's rolled to second a couple of times tonight, 0 for 2.
And it looks like Cook's just trying to keep the ball away from him, hoping they do the same thing. Iannetta sets up outside, and he does the same thing.
Three ground ball out, 6 pitches. Aaron Cook gets a 1-2-3, 7-0. field, and it's 7-0 as the Rockies lead it. Big night for Todd Helton. He's knocked in 5, and change for the Braves. New shortstop Diori Hernandez out there. So Yunel Escobar is done for the night, and Hernandez replaces him out at short.
Talk about some offensive numbers. What a start for him at Gwinnett. 13 multi-hit games. He had hit in 33 of their 39. He was third in the International League with a .355 average, 12 doubles. Second on the team with 20 RBIs.
So his big league debut right in this spot. And James Parr back to work. Ryan Spilborghs now. A single, a double, and a strikeout.
.25 years old, so he's no baby-faced kid. Well, that sure seems young to me.
Bob Davidson ringing up Ryan Spilborghs. Didn't ask for help from Jeff Nelson. There's one away.
You don't see many umpires or catchers these days. Yeah, wearing that flap, that Steve Yeager flap below the mask like he used to.
The throat guard.
Uh-huh.
And Davidson has it.
Yeah. Most of them are built in like Ryan's. Wow.
And the hockey style masks go down even further. So you don't need it on that one either.
Davidson brushing off a clean home plate to give Brian a chance to get the feeling back in his arm.
I mean, all in all, James Parr's done a pretty good job. He gave up the one hit to Helton, and I mean, that thing barely got out.
Yeah.
It hit on top of the wall.
One pitch. He's made one bad pitch. He gave up the run last inning. Okay, top of the order. He got you again with a double, but the one bad pitch to Helton. Defense.
I'll be interested to hear what Chris Medlin has to say as far as what happened with command, because that's not typical for him.
No, I mean, it is so out of character.
And you made the point. It wasn't as if he was missing by a tiny bit.
No.
And he had walked 10 and 37 in 2/3 innings.
He didn't have anything remote to that, remotely close to that in spring training. He had his very first spring training outing. He walked 2 and walked 2 5 outings later, and that was the most he walked all spring. It was a total of 5 walks all spring.
One out walk as Atkins is aboard, and it's Clint Barmas.
James Parr may be running low on fuel.
Sure.
75 pitches.
Peter Moylan's up in the Braves bullpen.
Can you be more engaging or more delightful to talk to when you come to the ballpark than Peter Moylan?
He is the best. Walks around hugging everybody.
Yeah. Tremendous attitude. Great guy.
Every day is a good day for him. And I think at times, you know, the more we distance ourselves from when he was signed, you forget what an unbelievable story he is. The 1-2. Talking about a guy that was signed as an 18-year-old for $25,000. Pitched 2 years in a Twins organization. Got homesick, went home, and then became a pharmaceutical salesman. Pitched in the 2006 World Baseball Classic, and the Braves signed him for $30,000. I mean, he just shut it on down on the Twins.
Right.
Right center field. Well hit. That's going to be extra bases. Rolling towards the fence. Atkins towards third. They're going to send him. And Kelly Johnson drops the relay throw. RBI triple. Clint Barmas. It's 8-0.
Of course, the walk set this up. But a breaking ball that stayed up, and I really think James Parr is probably a little out of gas. He's thrown 80 pitches. His longest outing of the year at the big league level was 2 innings. And this is his 3rd full inning. It really is 4th, because he had to come in with nobody out in the 4th.
1 out infield comes in for Aaron Cook. Again, we've talked about this before. I mean, it's the 7th inning, and maybe you can do to the Rockies what the Phillies did to the Braves back at Citizens Bank Park. But it looks like you're headed for a 2-2 split against this team. And I know it's not the NFL, but I still maintain that the good teams beat the bad teams. And the Braves, after tonight, if they lose this game, will be 3-3 to start a homestand against 2 teams that are a combined 17 games under 500. You got to beat up on the bad teams.
And that's Arizona and these Rockies. No, I'm with you on that. And you got to play better at home. You should be winning, have a winning record at home.
Aaron Cook hits this one to center field. Schaefer the grab. Barmas will tag. He'll score. 9-0. So the pitcher knocks in a run. And speaking of pitchers, some pitcher-related news from around the majors, as there were some rumblings that Jake Peavy may go to the White Sox. Jake Peavy has rejected a trade going to the South Side. Used his no trade clause in the contract to reject the deal. 4 players would have gone to San Diego in exchange for Mr. Peavy.
All right, my take on that is, yes, it would have been a good deal for the Padres to get some new prospects, and they were going to get 2 of the top pitching prospects from the White Sox. But if you're Jake Peavy, people keep saying, well, the Padres are bad. They're not going to win. They're 4 games under 500. Okay, maybe they're not going to catch the Dodgers. They're 10 games back. Well, what are the White Sox bringing to the table?
That ball is roped right field, and Francoeur can't make the play. Fowler racing for second, and he's going to try for third. And Fowler's got a triple. Milton High School's own Dexter Fowler, and he can fly. And his second hit of the game.
He runs so effortlessly. He's like a racehorse that's running down the home stretch with a big lead, and he's looking at the stands like, check out these strides. Boy, he went down and roped that over Jeff's head. And then it is really off to the races, and so smooth. And right here, take a little look, see if, yeah, no trouble. Didn't really need to look. He had it made. But don't you love watching guys like that run?
Make it look easy.
My last point about Peavy, though, is that what advantage was it of going to the White Sox where he already was? He's going to a contender. If he's going to a first-place ball club, I bet you get his attention. White Sox are 6.5 back. Yeah, that's closer than the Padres, but I don't blame him.
Padres have a better record, though, than the White Sox do. Out to Hernandez, who gathers it in, throws out Tulowitzki, and that's that. 2 more for the Rockies. It's 9-0.
walked 2 in the inning. He also hit a batter. And James Parr was brought in to try to put out the fire. Came so close to doing it. But that close as Todd Helton hit a grand slam homer to really blow the game open. And the score now 9-0 Colorado.
James Parr wasn't loving it.
No. Very nice.
Here's Kelly Johnson. Kelly hitting down in the order. The Braves going with that different looking lineup that Bobby Cox rolled out there on Tuesday.
23 hitters have come to the plate tonight. Laser Baker looked it up for us. 10 of the 23 have faced 2 or fewer pitches from Cook tonight. And 14 have seen 3 or fewer. So they've been going after him early, and he's had an easy time of it. And with a 9-run lead, it's even easier.
That's a great stat from Mr. Laser. And again, I think the type of thing that you normally see with a sinker ball guy, with a 2-seam fastball guy. How many times have we watched Tim Hudson pitch where he's the guy out there getting 3 outs on 7 pitches, 3 outs on 9 pitches?
Right.
And Derek Lowe's the type of guy that can do it as well.
Boy, a ton of those.
Barmes unloads quickly.
The reason you've seen a lot of those tonight is because of the tremendous sinking action from Cook. And watch, this ball will go down and away from Kelly Johnson a little bit. It starts in the middle of the plate. By the time he actually puts wood on the ball, it's way out here. So all you can do is roll over the top of it. And he's been beating, or not just Kelly, but the Braves have been beating that area right in front of home plate to death tonight. Scouting report from Chipper was right. He does have one of the better sinkers in the game.
Yeah, that says it all right there.
It does.
I'll tell you something else. Just eyeballing it. I mean, how many non-sinkers do you think he's thrown tonight? He's thrown 87 pitches.
Not many.
No.
You know, there might be a slider or 2 mixed in there somewhere, but
just threw a couple right there. But
yeah,
for the most part, it's been sinker, and hey, how about the sinker? Outside corner.
And that's another point that we made earlier tonight, Boog, about him, and that he needed to miss some bats. Or that's what I put on the Ford keys to his success, was he needed to miss some bats because he's a guy that gives up a lot of contact. That's only a second strikeout.
Yep.
But because his sinker's been so good tonight, hasn't been a problem for him.
Yeah, that may have been the 4-seamer going in at 93, but regardless, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, they're fastballs, and another rollover ground ball.
Clint Barmes is going to have to ice his arm after the game.
We go to the 8th. It's all Colorado, 9-0. Doing some long tossing with Alan Butts in the outfield.
I like his arm action here from this long distance, like 120 feet, I think is what they extended him out to. And no trouble. And you say he's going to have some mound work in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, he's going to throw a bullpen either Monday or Tuesday. It'll be his first bullpen session. I know that he's hoping to get back by right around August 1st. We'll see.
What a shot in the arm that would be.
Martin Prado into the game. We saw Chipper wincing and hobbling, and so Prado will take over. Not sure what the issue was for Chipper Jones. Todd Helton now, big night for him. Single, double, and a homer. He's knocked in 5.
He has hit for the cycle in his career. Back in June of '99, one of 4 Rockies to do that. Dante Bichette, probably wouldn't surprise you that he had done it. How about Nafi Perez and Mike Lansing?
Mike Lansing. First base, Kochman backing up and into foul ground. Moylan is there, first out of inning number 8. Fans, it's the MVP pack. Get 5 great attractions for one low price. See the Braves, Six Flags, Stone Mountain, Georgia Aquarium, and World of Coke for only $89 with the MVP package. For tickets, buy online at Braves.com/MVP. Brad Hopp 2 out of 4.
That Chevron family plan thing for $59 tomorrow night would be a great opportunity to take advantage of that if you can get in on it. With Toronto coming to town and Roy Halladay pitching tomorrow. Remember, that's 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Cokes, parking, program, $5 gas card, $59. Go to Braves.com/tickets. Interleague play starting tomorrow.
You looking forward to it? Okay.
What would you think by that reaction? Yeah, yes and no. Yes, I am, because the schedule this year's going to bring Boston and the Yankees to town. That's always great for Atlanta fans. The Braves go to Boston. It's always great to go to Fenway Park. But as much as the fans love interleague play, and it's going to be around as long as they love it, rightfully so, I think it needs a little break.
So you think they should just stop for a year or 2?
I do.
Interesting.
Beginning to rain a little, huh?
Misting. It's the light mist. Moylan ready. Here comes the 3-2. That one punched foul. I don't think it's going to happen just because you see attendance go up.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with it, as we've talked about, is from a fairness standpoint. I don't think that you can't make the argument this year that the playing field is level for the National League wild card when the NL East has to play the AL East and the NL West has to play the AL West. I mean, you just can't.
No. But I'll go with the Skip Carey theory. Skip's attitude was just what you said. That as long as the fans like interleague play, got to have it.
Absolutely.
That's what they want to see. Then you got to have it.
Agreed.
But if you're going to do that, if you're going to continue that, then maybe you need to readdress the unbalanced schedule.
one of the elements of it that I do like is Hop walks. Long at bat there. He wins that battle against Moylan. And I like it, and yet I wish it was the way it used to be a little later in the season. I like the way it freshens things up. I like the fact that after you've played a bunch of the same teams over and over again, you get a look at some teams that you don't get to see up close all the time. For me, it's a little early for that yet. Moylan gloves, go to Kelly at second one, double play. 9-0 Rockies. All season long, Atlanta Braves baseball on Sports South is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price. And the pitcher's spot due up, so Greg Norton will get a chance to hit here in the bottom of the 8th. And a ground ball to second for a change. One away. Joe Vencius, would you like me to do the promo or Joe Simpson? Joe, boop. Folks, don't miss another special presentation of Sunday Braves on Fox Sports South. When the Braves take on Toronto this Sunday, our coverage starts at 1. It's Braves Live. Sunday Braves, your chance to get the family together, watch the Braves all season long, Fox Sports South. And you got the Blue Jays coming in, playing good baseball. And first big league at bat for Diori Hernandez.
Again, great numbers. Terry Pendleton talking about him today by the batting cage about how well he hit the ball in spring training.
And a ground ball to second base.
He's just trying to be like his teammates now. He's trying to fit in. That's 6 out of the last 8 outs that have been ground balls to Barnes. But Terry, to elaborate on that, was saying that when, early in the camp, a lot of times the middle infielders are going to get a lot of at-bats. They're going to come in and play the last 6 innings of a ball game sometimes, or go on a road trip and play a whole game. And he said when he was getting those consistent at-bats, he was a tough out, tearing it up. And then as his playing time got cut into, his average went down. But he said he was still swinging the bat well.
Clint Barnes, by the way, tonight has dealt with 9 ground balls. See Jacoby Ellsbury, 12 putouts last night.
Wow.
And the Red Sox win. That matched the big league record.
Only 2 fly ball outs tonight, correct? One by Casey, the other by McCann.
Yep.
Yeah, it's quite a game by Mr. Cook.
Todd Helton will take this one. Cook. And that's that. Aaron Cook absolutely cruising. We'll go to the 9th, and it's 9-0.
Nine 0. We go to the 9th. That man Aaron Cook's had himself quite a night. A 4-hit shutout working. Here's our Wendy's way better plays, all due to Mr. Cook. Lots and lots of ground balls. Seems like mostly to the right side of the plate. He even turned in a nice play on a chopper off the plate by Kelly Johnson. But a lot of these for Clint Varmus tonight. The last play, good play by Todd Helton to record yet another ground ball out. 13 in a row set down by Aaron Cook. Those are our Wendy's way better plays. 19 ground outs tonight. You know, there used to be a thing where pitching coaches would buy a suit for anybody that recorded as many as 18 ground outs. I remember in Seattle. Yeah. In Seattle. Remember Billy Swift?
Sure.
Tremendous sinker ball pitcher. He had a deal with the pitching coach that if he recorded 18 ground ball outs, he'd buy him a new suit. Pitching coach buy him a new suit. And he did it once.
I mean, that's a lot of ground balls.
That's a lot of ground balls.
Billy Swift from like New Hampshire or something?
Maine.
Okay.
One of like 36 kids.
What? Really?
Well,
his family?
Yeah, it might have been a little too many, but like 18.
Matt Diaz into the game, and he's taken over in center field for Jordan Schaefer.
I asked Billy one time, I said, can you run through your siblings for me? Give me their names. And he honestly had a little hard time. He had it all like memorized, but he kept stumbling about halfway through. Pitch.
Well, that's back in the days when the pitching coach is buying the pitcher something, because nowadays,
yeah, that's probably not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, the coaches are getting stuff bought for them as opposed to vice versa, right?
Well, it was a challenge, you know. It was like you can concentrate on your sinker and keeping the ball down. That was the motivation for him. Plus, Billy wasn't making anything but close to the minimum in those days. Laser Baker just handed me a note here. I'm going to give you a quiz.
All right, let's go.
This is the Joe Simpson quiz tonight.
You could be a doctor. Anything come across?
That's pretty
Joe
original.
Simpson's going to come across the screen. What's going to happen?
Pretty original, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, they've got 9 runs on 10 hits. What are the Rockies with runners in scoring position tonight? What would you say? Wow, there go Eric.
They have 9 runs on 10 hits. The Rockies with men in scoring position tonight. I'd say like 4 for 4.
Yeah, you'd think. 2 for 12.
Interesting.
And remember the one big blow by Helton was preceded by a couple of outs. Howie. Well, that's a warning?
Really?
Come on, Bob. Why would they hit Flint Barmas? Right on just above the wallet there, but
and that's the spot you do it in.
Yeah.
There's always stuff happening down there that we're not quite, I'm not going to say privy to, but
that we don't hear.
Yeah.
Might have been some of that. A couple of guys got plunked last night. Good reminder there from the truck, including Omar Infante getting knocked out for the year, or not for the year, for the next 2 months. Flaherty. Maybe there was something to that. He struck out the side and had one get away from him.
We go to the bottom of the 9th. 9-0.
Time rally in the 9th by the Braves. There's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot, and that belongs to Todd Helton tonight. He's had himself quite a night. Grand slam there that blew open the game in the 4th inning. He has a single, a double, a homer. That double drove in a run. He's driven in 5. Quite a night for him. Our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot. Right, he had his 2000th hit in this series as well. Last complete game for Aaron Cook was a shutout, as you see, July 1st of last year. Game that took 1 hour and 58 minutes, only threw 79 pitches. He's at an even 100 tonight. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been great. Keeping that ball down and Braves have rolled over on a lot of those sinkers.
He gave up a bunch of homers to start the season. He gave up 7 home runs in his first 5 starts over 25 innings. And coming into the start, he had a 9 ERA on the road, 16 runs in 16 innings. But that was a different guy. And again, I'm really still surprised that he's never beaten the Braves as well as I've seen him pitch against them at times. It's like he'll finally get that win against Atlanta tonight.
To Prado. Punched softly to right. Hop coming on. Dives. Did he make the grab? You bet. Nice catch by Brad Hop. Rare baseball hit in the air tonight. And the defense up to the task.
That's not right. You know, the guys just came in the game. Martin Prado, you've been out there all 9 innings. You're up 9-0. Whistle by Hop.
The other way, McCann pretty well hit, but Spilbords holds it in. Brian McCann came so close to making our Airtran How Far Did It Fly. Instead, our Airtran home run leaders, Yunel Escobar and Chipper Jones, and then Frank Hoare, Johnson, McCann, and Ross. Braves home run leaders brought to you by Airtran. Here's the plane.
Airtran, go. There's nothing stopping you.
Nice.
No, I was talking to Baker. Oh.
Well, this one has been all about Aaron Cook. And that good sinker tonight, that good two-seam fastball. And Todd Helton with a huge night. Ground ball, and it ends, I guess you'd say, as it should, with Barmes collecting the ground ball, throwing to first, and Aaron Cook with his second major league shutout and 9th career complete game. He's our Home Depot player of the game. 9-0 the final. And Aaron Cook in control the entire night. A complete game for him.